Yo, the Federal Reserve governors are commonly known as the Federal Reserve Board, and they oversee the Federal Reserve's banks and implement monetary policies for the United States of America. The Federal Reserve Governor appointee serves 14-year terms and they cannot be reappointed. But on Monday, Trumpito made a move to fire Biden nominated federal governor Lisa Cook for allegedly committing mortgage fraud and lying about her principal place of residency because, like he said, you can't be in charge of enforcing the conduct of monetary and interest rate policies and at the same time frauding your bank. You know what I'm saying? Simply because, like, such a high position commands you to have, a certain standard of person overseeing that position. But Lisa did not want to get fired. She did not want to just leave quietly. So she got Joe and Hunter Biden's attorney. Her name is Abbe Lowell. And then Abbe Lowell got Lisa's lawsuit to fight her firing assigned to Biden appointed federal judge. Her name is Judge Julia Cobb, and they are contesting that the president can't fire her because the Federal Reserve is independent from the government. But let me save you some legal fees by telling you the president has the authority to fire anybody that's in the executive branch. Anybody. All of you can go if he wants it to. Yo, my name is Marcus Russell. This is the Marcus Russell Show. What's more crazy than a Federal Reserve policy enforcer fraudulenting the bank is the fact that these Democrats would dare try to commit mortgage fraud when, y'all literally prosecuted Trumpito for falsifying documents and made him pay out $300 million. No Democrat politician should ever commit mortgage fraud again, at least not until Trumpito is out of office. For real. Yo, let me tell you, Joe, if you get me in trouble for mortgage fraud and then I end up having to pay $300 and then somehow I become the most powerful man on the planet, man, you better not ever falsify shit ever, ever again. Most importantly, do not commit mortgage fraud. That would be the main thing for real, because I'm gonna sick my dogs on you. Man, these dinky ass Democrats. They are doing it too. Letitia James, she has a mortgage fraud case. Adam Schiff, he has a mortgage fraud, and now this chick. Lisa, why would y'all still be lying to the bank to get a loan? I feel like I bet as soon as Trumpito got in the office, he was like, first things first, I'm gonna need you to find out about every single Democrat loan that they ever any loan that these freakers ever made. You know what I mean? And if you find out that one of them falsified in the docket, I want to put the full might of the entire US government on their ass, smite them. It makes me excited when I think of what goes around, goes around when it comes back around. I'd be excited about the back around. You know what I mean? We all knew it was coming. They've been doing this type of stuff. Everybody, all rich people do stuff like this. So he already know, like, I can't believe y'all charged me $300 million. Oh, everybody's about to pay that. You ain't about to pay it no more because you're about to go to jail now. For real, keep on messing around with Trumpito. You're gonna find out. Yo, make sure you tap that like and subscribe button. Let's get right to the video.
Down on his decision to fire Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook over alleged mortgage fraud. The president responding after Cook says that she's taking legal action. Watch this.
When it comes to Fed Governor Lisa Cook, her lawyer has said that they're going to be filing a lawsuit challenging this legal action. What is your response? Are you prepared for a legal fight? And then a little bit more.
Oh, sure. Always. You always have legal fights. She seems to have had an infraction, and she can't have an infraction, especially that infraction, because she's in charge of, if you think about it, mortgages, and we need people that are 100% above board, and it doesn't seem like she was.
Joining me now is Kentucky Congressman Andy Barr. Congressman, you're backing the president's decision. There's an op-ed now at FT.com from Janet Yellen, of course, former Federal Reserve chief, says that the governors are on 14-year terms, so they can't be tossed aside by presidents who dislike their views. So there's two sides to this. You've got the independence of the Fed, which many in the market say is important, but then you've got these allegations of misconduct by Cook that are being currently investigated. Your reaction to all of it?
Well, Cheryl, Fed independence should not be confused with a total lack of accountability by Fed governors. The reality is that the Federal Reserve is not just the central bank in charge of the conduct of monetary policy and interest rate policy. The Federal Reserve is the top bank regulator of the United States. And the duty of a Federal Reserve governor is to prevent mortgage fraud, not commit it. The fact pattern here is very clear. You have a Fed governor alleged to have applied for a mortgage on 2 separate residences in a span of 2 weeks, where she's claiming a primary residence on both. This falls squarely within the definition of owner occupancy fraud under 18 U.S. Code 1014. We need a Federal Reserve that is beyond reproach, beyond even the appearance of impropriety in matters of personal finances. And here the president has cause to dismiss or to restore accountability and integrity at the Federal Reserve. Yeah, well, and let me ask you about the legal side of it because of your legal background, sir, if you don't mind, because Abbe Lowell, who she's hired to represent her, says that the president lacks the legal authority to remove a Senate-confirmed Fed governor. Well, that's funny because, of course, she did hire Hunter Biden's lawyer here, but he needs to brush up on the law because Section 10 of the Federal Reserve Act gives the president to dismiss a Fed governor for cause. It's happened before in history, and there's no better example of a for-cause removal than the malfeasance that's being alleged here. So what's interesting is we have not heard any substantive defense offered by Governor Cook or her legal team here. Right. All we hear is an indignant citation of Fed independence when there is no apology, there is no recognition that she made a mistake or some claim that she made a mistake. It's just hiding behind this this faux defense of Fed independence. Fed independence does not mean that Fed governors can commit mortgage fraud with impunity.
Yo, check it out. I'm not saying that we have a vindictive president who has vowed vengeance on any naysayer or anybody who wronged him or, spoke negatively on his legacy or got him convicted of stuff like falsifying documents. Or anybody who said anything. I'm not saying that he vows vengeance on them like the Punisher. I'm not saying that, he goes out and does anything that he can do to strike his opponents in the dark with vengeance like the Punisher. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he will smite anybody that's ever tried to get him convicted or charged or spoke negatively about him on a news show. Or I'm not saying that he's that type of person, but I'm just saying statistics have proven those who effed around eventually they be finding out. Why would it is so crazy. You think you can't get fired, girl? You know how many people done got fired this year? Whole buildings been shut down. Whole entire buildings have been shut down. You just one little person, and you're a person that shouldn't do that type of stuff. It's like a preacher, cheating. It's like when the preacher cheats, you don't respect his preaching no more. How can you preach? And you are supposed to enforce monetary conduct for banks. How can you be frauding the bank? You can't try to say that this is it's because I'm black or no. It's because you broke the law, lady, in the same measure that you charged this man $300 million for. Are y'all crazy? The nerve of these dingy ass Democrats. I swear, man, they would never say mortgage fraud around me again. If you even say mortgage fraud, I'm smiting that ass. Anybody. They got to know better. I feel like, and I say this in my last show, if you're a Democrat and you're watching this and you've lied on any type of loan, you need to fix that stuff. You need to get that stuff fixed, man. I'm not saying jump Beatles on that ass, but yo, for real, tell me what you think in the comments. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, peace.